New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time, man. And it's time to talk about this Knicks loss. It was a barn burner. It was a heartbreaker. The Knicks were down 20 at one point. I think we were down by 14 with 2 minutes to go. We were down like around 20, 21 points with 8 minutes to go. Cut the game to 4 points. But at the end of the day, the Knicks lose, man. The offense just could not get it together. We lose to the Pistons and Cade and those guys, 93-87, with some impressive outings by Obi Toppin, who gives you 31 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Grimes, I saw some things from him that I liked today, who gave 15 points and 2 blocks as well. And Quickley, interesting game from Quickley today that we're going to get into, from 15 points, 9 assists from Quickley, and 4 from 18 from the field, amongst other stats. But before we even get to the details of the game, you already know what you got to do. You got to introduce my man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Yes, sir. Ryan G's in the building.
Damn right he's in the building, all right? And also, you know what? Shout out to everybody who's in the chat who came to rock with us at the KOT show, all right? Now, Ryan, I missed the smidge, like the first few minutes of the game. But to me, what I saw was the continuity was a little bit off in the beginning. I was praising Quickley and the team for getting into the offense a lot quicker to start these games and to concentrate on moving the ball, setting other people up. And I feel like that's how we got into the flow offensively. What I noticed in the first quarter was it seemed like we were kind of reverting to step backs a lot more, and the shot selection was a little off. Is that what you saw, or did you see something different?
I mean, you pretty much said it right there. It was just bad offense, and I feel like, at least with this young Knicks team, like when they're not scoring the ball, then they become kind of lackadaisical on defense. That caused Detroit to get out to a quick 14-point lead until, the Knicks, began to turn up the pressure in the first quarter on defense and eventually got back into the game. But yeah, you pretty much said it right there. It was just like bad offense, like bad shot taking, and it didn't seem like the team was into the game early on. Like it took them a while to warm up and really get back into the game.
Yo, shout out Boogie Ellis. Shout out to people calling me Boogie Ellis. Shout out to D Nice and you guys. All right, but interesting too. Like, I do feel like the Knicks were trying defensively. I just don't think they were actually executing. Let's keep it real. I was very curious to see this matchup in particular because this is the matchup that can kill us when you have a guy in Quickley who's like 6 feet 6'1", a guy in Grimes who's like 6'2" when he comes in the game. When they're starting backcourt, they're both over 6'5". You know?
Yeah, with Cade and Killian, yeah.
Yeah. My theory is, this is my theory on why the offense kind of stalled a little bit. I think they were second guessing how much room you have when you have two guys over there who's over 6'5", who you're trying to, make plays for you. I think Quickley in the last few games he was able to get in the lane and pass out to shooters. I feel like the lanes weren't as clear this game for the kickouts, for one. Also, like I said before, I do feel like they settled too much in the first quarter with the jump shots and the step back. I think him and Killian was getting to step back battles. And the Knicks also, they had problems finishing. That team, they're a big team. We were missing Sims. We were really missing Sims.
Yeah.
Who was a big dude for us. Even though, he didn't get a lot of rebounds last game, he's in the mix. He's battling. And when you have a guy on that other team who's a 7-foot center, it was kind of just hard to, keep him off the glass, or just keep him from just dominating us. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, well, Sims was definitely missed, I guess, from a defensive standpoint, but also, he also serves as a pick and roll threat and things of that nature. So, so it's like when he's on the floor, like teams are more aware of him because, when he rolls to the basket, it kind of sucks in defense, which helps out the offense as a whole, with the passing of the ball and things of that nature and getting open shots. So I think he was missed on the court today, but I also feel like, Obi kind of, made up, for what we missed in Sims because Obi was very active. He also provided that pick and roll threat at times and he was just, scoring the ball well and things of that nature. So while Sims was missed, I do think Obi kind of, lessened, how much he was missed in the game.
Yeah, I can, that, yes, and you know what it is too, is the way they use Obi. I feel like they started to go to the pick and roll with Obi a little bit later.
Yeah.
Somebody had a good point on Twitter. They mentioned the gravity that Sims has on his pick and roll. It kind of opens up our shooters. I don't think we got as many clean looks as we're used to getting. So I think that had a lot to do with it as well. And even with the schemes, man, Cade Cunningham, man. Cade picked us apart.
Yeah, he did.
24 points for Cade. Only 3 assists. But, like, you know what it is? He attacked the mismatches. I think at certain points of the game, they realized our schemes. We were switching a lot. And at some points of the game, they were rolling us for the switch. And they were just allowing Quickley to be on the big man just to take advantage of Quickley being on centers and power forwards for half the night. And then it was just like easy two the whole night for me. So, I mean, what did you see from Cade tonight? Are you seeing something different or the same, or what did you see from Cade?
I saw pretty much the same. Like, Cade was he was being a good point guard. Like, not all the he didn't initiate the offense all the time. Sometimes other guys initiating the offense, and he was just the beneficiary of like open shots and things of that nature. He was knocking them down, which is definitely a positive.
Mm-hmm.
But also, when he had the ball in his hand, he did make, a lot of positive plays. There were a couple of times where the Knicks were able to get to him and he lost the ball on a few possessions. But overall, like, Cade really did, he played an overall good game. Like he showed that he can play off the ball and, hit open shots. And at the same time, when the ball is in his hands, he's able to make the right plays and this and that. So, he had an overall good game and the Knicks had trouble stopping him.
Yeah, they did. But, like, what kept the Knicks in the game was the turnovers. Cade had 3 turnovers. Killian had 5 turnovers, which is why I say I don't think the Knicks played lazy defense. Mm-hmm. I think they were just trying to kind of play to their strengths.
Yeah.
They knew there was going to be outside, so they tried to just keep up the activity for 4 quarters. And for me, when I looked at Quickley, especially, I feel like it looked like to me Quickley was getting gassed around the 3rd quarter from all the getting switched on the big man and trying to fight over him and then fighting over the picks. I felt like he was getting gassed a lot. And this is one of those games, man. It was one of those games on offensively for Quickley where the offense was really suffering up and down. And again, it's like looking at the game versus looking at the stats is such a crazy, you looking at this game, he has 9 assists tonight, the most assists he's had the whole summer league. But if you're watching the game, you're kind of pulling your hair out. Like, looking at the decisions he's making.
Man. It's like, it's just one of those games where it's like he's making good plays, but at the same time, you kind of scratch your head at some of the plays he's made. It's like one of those games where it's like, yeah, he's doing good things, but he's doing bad things as well. Like, you really don't know how to, put it. It's like what they call it again, like Jekyll and Hyde?
Feast or famine.
Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde. Feast and famine. Yeah, so
it was a tale of like one that he's setting up Obi for easy lobs, and I'm just like, yes, quickly. There was like one play where he sailed like a pass damn near from half court, a little bit under the half court line to Obi for easy 2. He set him up when Obi won that run in that third quarter, and I'm just like, okay. And then when it gets to the fourth quarter, he misses open people. He's like unnecessarily trying to force plays. It's one of those things where Quickley's confidence is just such a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Like I love that confidence. That's what got him here. That's what got him to force Tibbs to play him. But it costs us sometimes. But you gotta live with it. You gotta live with it, man.
Yeah, exactly. And this game, like, even though he had the 9 assists, this game is the reason why I'm not fully convinced yet of him as a point guard. Not yet. Like, he can play spot minutes at point guard, but at the moment he's still a scorer. He's still, a 2 guard. Like, I still would rather him be on the court with like another guy who can really run the point, and then he, just have Quickley just run off screens and do what he does best, which is just shoot the 3, run off screens and things of that nature. But at least he's showing that, if the Knicks need somebody, to like get put into the game and play spot minutes at point guard, whether it's due to injury or whatever the case may be, at least Quickley is showing that he's at least competent enough to take on that role for a few minutes in a game if necessary.
Yeah, like, and look, win, lose, or draw, I'm still here for the Quickley experiment at point guard. And that's why you can't get too high or too low. And as excited as I was the last stream, Ryan, because you wasn't here the last stream, we started the parade. We started the parade. It's like, yes. And then it's like after a while, after all the parade, it's like, all right, it's still summer league. It's still summer league.
Yeah.
It's still summer league.
Yeah, can't get too hype. Can't get too hype.
Can't get too high. Can't get too low. So, but like, this is a tale of two Quickleys, man. 9 assists on the night, with some bad decisions, but also some great decisions as well.
Yeah.
But salute to the chat. We're gonna continue this conversation. The Discord link is open. I didn't post the Discord link. I'm bugging right now. But the Discord link is open for those of you already who have the link already, who already know where to go. You already know where to go if you're following us on Discord already. But the Discord link is open. But shout out to the chat. Shout out to D Nice. He says, Jay, why look back? Man, let's look forward. We have what we have, and we can teach our picks to be good players. Am I looking back? I don't think I'm looking back. I'm just comparing. I'm looking at everything in its entirety to see how we got to this point, and I'm using that to analyze how we should move moving forward. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Like, I'm still high on Quickley. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just saying, I was about to say the same thing. Like, I think the both of us have shown that, we're impressed with, with the things Quickley has done. Like, it's clear that Quickley has improved because the way he's running point, like, he wasn't running point like that his rookie season. So it's like, yeah, we're giving Quickley his props, but at the same time, it's like, it's not like he's perfect. You know what I mean? Like, he does have some flaws, and we were just saying that, even though he has shown improvement, there's still some flaws in his game. That's all.
Oh, okay. He said he wasn't talking about me. All right, there's, you know what? This is what happens when there's more than one Jay in the chat.
Man. My fault. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Jay. Oh man.
But it's all good. Salute to the chat. I see my guy Reaper is in here, so I'm gonna have him come in and talk to us real quick. Before I even get into the rest of this breakdown, I'm sure he's gonna have some nice insights for us. And also, here goes. Discord link is open. I posted it in the chat just now. I'm about to pin it to the top. So if you want to talk to us at the KOT show, you go ahead and hit that Discord link. All right. Well, let's go. This is the earliest I actually brought in a caller because I have other things I want to talk about. But let's switch it up today. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Shout out. What's going on? You are now live on the KOT show. What you know what to do? Hit that KOT live button a few times and hit the watch stream, and you should be good to go.
Hey, what's up, Jay Ellis? Hey, Ryan G. How you guys doing?
All right, we good, Reaper.
Hey, man, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, man. Are you still in Vegas?
No. Actually, I got back yesterday. I got back yesterday evening, so today is basically my first full day home. So it was good though. I was able to catch yesterday's game, so that was pretty cool. It was actually no, I'm sorry. Wednesday's game. Was that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. It was Wednesday's game. Sorry about that.
Got you.
So that was pretty, it was good. It was really exciting. It was like, Wednesday's game was extremely intense. It kind of got, not extremely intense, but it got a little,
Chippy.
tense because, there were Laker and Knick fans there. And so, a lot of chirping back and forth. So it was pretty cool to see. Also, just real quick, I got a chance to meet what do you call it? Malachi Flynn's dad. Actually, he was sitting right in front of me, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cool.
talked to him for a little bit. Yeah, that was really nice. But going to today's game, it's well, hey, I mean, like the Knicks, we're making this investment in Quickley so he can be, to bring him up as a point guard. I mean, we'll see if he becomes a decent point guard or a good point guard in the future. Only time will tell. But yeah, today's one game he was stronger. I think you guys were 100% right. Where size of the Pistons guards, it was an issue for him. I think.
Yeah.
It's almost like I didn't even felt like he couldn't get into the lane.
Yeah.
Because obviously, once those guys they have their arms extended, it's almost like he didn't want to like go all the way through. So it's so that was pretty so it was just going to be a rough game for him because of that, not being able to get into the lane the way he wants. And then his shooting was just way off. And what you were saying with the 9 assists, I mean, you have to keep in mind. You got to think to yourself, okay, how many possessions did Quickley IQ control during this game? Right. And he controlled probably like 65% of the possessions, and he came out with 3 field goals and 9 assists. So that's not a great, all those 9 assists out of if you think about all the possessions he had, he probably contributed to only so he made probably maybe 15% of the decisions he made was good, whether if it was shots or assists. So it's if you think, because he controlled most of this game, the ball wasn't his hands a lot. So it's although he had 9 assists, that's why when you watch the game, it just looked even worse. So but it is what it is. And I do McBride. I think he just kind of. Everyone was sort of off today, and so he was also just a little off. It started off, it seemed like his first few shots, he kind of rushed it a little bit, and so he just, that kind of snowballed from there. But I thought he played, it wasn't terrible. He didn't shoot great, but I felt he played pretty okay overall. And Grimes, I think Grimes, he's one person, and everyone's been saying that, yeah, it looks like, I think he's going to be all right, and I think it's just going to take him a while to kind of he's just trying to get get comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once because you saw today he's starting to get more and more comfortable, and so as he gets more comfortable, the better he's going to be. So even once the preseason and regular season begins, I think it's going to be the same thing. Obi, early in the game, I was like, this dude he was going up a little weak, on a few of the shots in the lane. Even Bay swatted one of his shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, yo, why doesn't he just dunk the ball? Sometimes he gets up there and then he does the
finesse, the
George, the Gervin,
Yeah, for real.
Dude, yeah, for real. Just smash it. You got to just turn the ball the other way and just yank it down or something. But he did, he started going a little stronger as the game went on, and he did really well. I mean, trying to kind of bring us back into the game, so that was good.
Solid points. You gotta make sure you gotta turn the volume down when you're going live. Just don't forget that. But thank you, Reaper, for your insight, man. I pretty much agree with everything you said. Pretty much. Especially about the Quickley point. That's a pretty good point. When you have the ball as much in your hands as much of your time, and you're making good decisions 15% of the time, it comes out as 9 assists. So it's one of those things when you're looking at the game in real time, it just doesn't look as good as the 9 assists does on paper if you actually watch the game. But like I said, this is not a down on Quickley. I'm still down for the Quickley experiment. Today, I think, like I said earlier, is a matchup thing. When you have a guy who's over a foot taller than you, I think you tend to settle. You tend to settle because as a short guy who plays ball, sometimes you're taught when you go to the hole, you put your body on him to take up the space, so they the shot blocker can't elevate and get an angle on your shot. But if the guy is a foot taller than you, there's no amount of body that's going to prevent him from blocking your shot sometimes. So I think he was trying to open up the game with the step back three to try to soften it up a little bit, get some space going, but it just wasn't happening for him for tonight. It just wasn't. But yeah. But shout out to Reaper, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
Taking my call. Have a good night, guys.
All right, man. Good night, Reaper.
Yeah, man. Have a good night, man.
All right. Salute to Reaper, man. First caller of the show. Yeah, man. As you know, the Knicks lost. The Knicks lost to the Pistons, but there's still some things to clock out. 87-93. We staged a comeback. Despite being outmanned, out rebounded, we were still active. We forced a bunch of turnovers. We obliterated the steal game. We played the passing lanes pretty well. 11 steals to 2 in the Knicks' favor. We hung in there with blocks too. We got 6 blocks to 10. It was just mostly the 3-point shooting. Some of the decision making was off, 28% from 3 to 50%, and handling Cade and these boys. But let's get to Obi though. But before we get to Obi, let me just salute to the chat one more time. Salute to the chat. The Discord link is open. Salute to Tanzer, Telem Alejandro, Fritz, Alexander, all the mods. Shout out to Naruto Goku, cause I'm an anime head, so if you have a name like Naruto Goku, I'm gonna notice you. Shout out to you. D Nice. Shout out to Crazy BSP. I see you, man. Appreciate the shout out. And JR. Anybody named J, I'm rocking with too. All right, that's for sure. And JT Reddick, man. JT Reddick, who was here, who sent us a super chat earlier as well. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Obadiah.
Yes, Obadiah. You gotta call that man by his whole government.
Yeah, when that man scores 30 plus points, you gotta call that man by his full government. His name is Obadiah. What did you? Yo, we lost the game, but tell me what you think about Obadiah's game today, especially considering the slow start.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be real about it, if you're gonna, take the whole summer league in perspective, Obadiah. I was gonna say Obi, but I ended up saying his full name, Obadiah.
You'll say his name, man, Obadiah.
Exact, Obadiah. Yeah, he's been the most impressive Knick for me this whole summer league. His aggressiveness, and he's added things to his game. It definitely seems like he's become a better 3-point shooter. Of course, he's not a good shooter yet, but you can see improvement in that area.
Mm-hmm.
He's also more aggressive in getting his shots off. I even saw him hit a mid-range jumper.
Yeah, the mid-range is coming, son.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, where did that come from? And Obi's been showing an all-around game so far from the offensive end when it comes to scoring. He's able to shoot the 3. It seems like the mid-range is coming. He's attacking the basket. So it's I think based on Obi's play so far in summer league, Thibs is going to have to try to find more minutes for him, because if he's going to develop like this, you can't have this man on the bench and have him only playing 10 minutes a game. You have to provide more minutes for him. But overall, I like what I see from Obi.
Minimum this season, give this man 20 minutes a game. Minimum.
Yes, sir.
Has to. I think it's looking like, at least at this level right now, he looks like he's improving enough to get 20 minutes a game. But also, I keep saying earlier, it's so important for this man to get a running start, and to he was a slow starter. He didn't start off well. He ended off pretty well though. He finished, 31 points or 9, 13, 20, 50, 65% from the field. He didn't start off that way.
Yeah.
It was a really slow start. But what I noticed from him is, like I said, when he gets a running start, even the mid-range shots that he took, it was off of movement.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he might be a movement shooter on the low. Even the threes, I want to see if he moves into a 3 off a pick, how that looks. I feel like it would be natural for him, because it seems like when he gets a running start, he just gets more comfortable. He gets out of his head, and he just goes. So yeah, especially the third quarter, he kind of took over. The Knicks looked like they were dead in the water, and they went on many runs, and he scored about 9 to 11 straight points in that third quarter.
I think he had 11-2 run on his own, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of the point of the game when you're like, all right, I can see where the value is here. And if a team utilizes correctly, if he's allowed to run off a bunch of screens, and keep with constant movement, you'll be able to maximize his potential. Like his game really seems suited for like a Western Conference team. I'm not even gonna lie. Like his games. And shout out to the Sirens, man. No guns on me.
Oh yeah, yeah. We in Brooklyn. Sirens is every day.
Exactly, every day. But he seems really suited for a Western Conference team, man. It's man, we really need to get this man minutes.
Yeah, Thibs got to try, man, because we can't have this man on the bench if he's developing like this and only playing him 10 minutes a game. Like if that's the case, then we're wasting him.
You're definitely wasting him. And also too, when they got this man going like that, when it comes to the fourth quarter, like things Quickley is, and I'm sorry to go back to Quickley. When the man is this hot, feed this man the ball. Like find him. It's funny because Quickley and Obi, Quickley kind of looks for Obi first.
Yeah.
And, you know, for good reason. I do feel like Quickley has to work on finding other people on the team so far. Because sometimes I feel like he looks for Obi so much that he kind of misses other open people. But in the fourth quarter, we started to make that comeback when we started to move one without the ball and started to cut. And I feel like we even, you know, some plays will go back to Obi a little bit more, you know, or swing the ball one more time for the open three. So, I mean, I think we need to, in general, not forget we have that big man down here, especially in the fourth quarter when things are starting to get tight, man. Like, seriously.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat, man. I know everybody else is kind of happy with Obi's development so far. But also, you know what?
Yeah, we got a super chat, too.
We got a super chat. Shout out to Wilton Menna. He says a $4.99 super chat. He says, do you think Obi can play the three?
Yeah. Not yet. Not yet.
You know what is funny? I feel like Randall might be more capable of playing the three, but I still be worried about it because I know he does not like to close out on 3-point shooters.
Yeah,
he gets lazy when it gets to that. Like he plays really good defense for most of the time, but when it comes to closing out on 3-point shooters, that's when he starts to get a little bit lazy. And when you're guarding threes, that's going to be most of your job, right?
Yeah.
But one-on-one defense, Randall has the lateral quickness to defend opposing threes. Obi, he's done okay and well. He still looks. I don't think he has a lateral quickness to do it. He kind of makes up for his lack of quickness with his height sometimes and the way he try to angles it and times things.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like he's a natural guy to guard a 3 for a full game. I feel like that'll get us in trouble.
Yeah, like Obi at the moment, I still see him as a 4, like, you know, that big man that could possibly stretch the floor for you sometimes and make athletic plays near the basket and things of that nature. But if you expect him to guard a 3 at the moment, yeah, that might be kind of a bit rough for Obi at the moment.
Yeah, so I'm not for that. I'm not for him at the 3. But shout out to Mena, and thank you for that question. Yeah, for Obi, yes. 5 in the pinch. Yeah. But I wouldn't do that full time. I definitely wouldn't do that full time.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, maybe in the future, but not now, no.
Right, maybe in the future. But yeah, all right. Let's get off of Obi for a second. Obi's been impressed the whole summer league, and he was our leading scorer today. So shout out to Obi Toppin. Hopefully this continues in the season. But I want to get into somebody who I've been, I've criticized a little bit. Quentin Grimes, man. I call it Grime time. He showed me a little something today.
Yeah.
And he showed me he had a little bit of balls, man. He showed me a little bit of balls in crunch time. Like I think there was a play in the fourth quarter when the game started getting tight. He had the ball in his hands at the top of the key, and he waved off IQ. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, IQ, you shot too much. Give me the ball. He goes to the lane, drives light, and kind of gets an and one. And I was like, all right, Grimes. Like, he's been a guy who's been a shooter. I've been kind of critical of his ball handling. I've also, so like to see that he actually made a play to the rim and was able to finish kind of strong and get the and one, that was impressive to me. What did you think of Grimes today?
Yeah, Yeah, Grimes definitely showed something today. Of course, still needs to work on his handle, but he did show that he can get to the basket. If the lane is there, he is able to take it and score. Also, at the same time, like his 3-point shot was definitely on point today, and he shows that like he's an effort player. Like I think people forget that at one time, like when this dude just came from high school to college and was playing for Kansas, like he was considered to be a top 5 pick at one time, but it just didn't work out for him, and he ended up transferring to Houston and things of that nature. So I think it's in him. Like it's gonna take some time for him to get adjusted to the game of the NBA. But I feel like, it's there. Like definitely a 3-and-D guy. He has a chance to grow into maybe something a little bit more than that, but yeah, like he definitely had an impressive game today.
Yeah, and 7 rebounds on the night for Grimes, but like the dribbling was there. I saw some nice plays. He had a nice, like again when the game was on the line, he had a nice little wraparound pass off the drive, which was impressive too. Because like again, I was kind of skeptical of his playmaking a little bit and his moves off the dribble, because the last few games, every time he seemed to dribble to me, it was bad news. But he also made these plays going to his right. So I guess the likelihood of success is higher for him when he's going to his right. I did say last show, left hand is sus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still sus, but take over for like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right, cool, no problem. But yeah, Grimes in general, I kind of liked what I saw from Grimes, and I think it's like I said, it's going to take time. It's going to take time for him. The thing that people are most worried about is people comparing him to Kevin Knox already because of his lack of shooting. But as long as the defense is there first and foremost, and I expect the shooting to come around eventually, I think Grimes is going to be okay. And I don't expect him to get a bunch of minutes when it comes to, the actual NBA game. But I think he'll come around. I think there's going to be a time where he gets his shot and he's going to hit a couple of threes from us and play some defense, especially considering we have Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker at backcourt. You're going to have to experiment at some time with playing some defensive lineup. So it's either going to be Grimes or McBride at some point when Tom is just like, you know what, we need a defensive stop somewhere. Let's get one of these guys in the game. So I'm interested to see that. All right. Shout out to Sang Freud 929, says Sims not playing was a wink and a nod to Garza. Sims would have ate him up. Yeah, man, we sorely missed Sims today, especially when it came to Garza. Sims is a guy who's gonna be a high activity guy, and he's like, I feel like Garza was just kind of bullying everybody. And Sims is the guy that we want to have when we're playing these big, hefty dudes. Especially considering, like, who started today? We started Reed Travis.
Bruh.
Reed Travis.
Right on time.
Reed. Whose man's is this? I'm sorry.
First of all, I'm gonna make this very clear about Reed Travis. The reason why he's getting a chance with the Knicks. Guess what college he played for? I'm gonna make y'all take a wild guess.
Does it start with the Ken and end with Kentucky?
Yeah. That's why he's getting a chance with the Knicks. But
the nepotism.
Yeah, but I was. Let me just say I was just stressed when I saw him on the court. I'm just leaving it at that. I was stressed. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
And I understand Garza is a big dude, but Reed has been struggling for the last 3 games.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna chill and be patient. I'm gonna try to be. You know what it is? We missed a lot of shots at the rim.
Yeah.
Like this game could have been won if we made layups. We missed a lot of layups between Obi and Reed, and some of that has to do with like the defense on the other side. Those guys are a lot longer than we are.
Yeah.
More intimidating. But this is when we really miss Sims, because Sims for these first 3 games, he's not missing these putbacks. He's not. He shoots pretty well around the rim. I think I saw a crazy number where he finishes and this is off the top. I could be wrong, but I think it's like close to 70% at the rim for Sims when he was in college. So he's not missing those buckets around there. So we sorely missed him, and just another body to push him around because he was bully balling us today.
Yeah, for real. And the thing I do like about Sims too, since we're on Sims at the moment, is the fact that when he does finish at the rim, like it's never like no layups or nothing like that. That dude gets the ball 2 hands and throws it down, which is what I love about Sims.
2 hands for safety every single time for Sims.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Every single time, and a little bit of post game to show out for too, man. So man, we definitely miss Sims, and he's out with a sore foot. So it seems like he probably could have played if it was an important game, but you know it's an investment for the Knicks. So sore foot, there was like, you know, we're not gonna risk it. It's summer league. Sit down. We're gonna give somebody else a shot. McBride wasn't showing us nothing either. The defense is always there for McBride. You always gonna get the defense, McBride. The highlight to me for McBride was he stopped the fast break by sacrificing his body for a charge.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and he played his pressing defense like he usually does, but defensively he didn't stand out as much as he usually does today. Let me look at the stats real quick.
They're not pretty to look at, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, let me look at his stats real quick. You know, 2 steals on the night, all shooting night in general, and like I said, I think the length just kind of bothered us today. I really believe that.
Yeah,
a big reason why we was missing a bunch of these shots. And like even there was times where it was him, he was running the point, and he tried to take over. He tried to go to his mid-range game. The pull-up mid-range game wasn't hitting. The open threes wasn't hitting. He wasn't finishing at the rim. It was just a rough night for McBride.
Yeah, I also saw that he had trouble like taking like players off the dribble as well. You know, like he was struggling. You know, there was a few times like they were like, you know, he was switched onto a big man and like he was trying to take the big man off the dribble and he was struggling. So
yeah,
I just think it was just an off night from overall. You know, like and you have to remember, you know, McBride's a young guy, you know, so he's not going to show that consistency as of yet. And like you said, I think, you know, it was like the length of Detroit was pretty much bothering him all night. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that is what it is, man. And the one kind of guy, listen, Dice, what's good with Dice? I know you're not talking about, like, I need Dice to recognize what's going on the court, right? Because I do feel like there's been somebody kind of overlooked who should have got more burn, and I don't really understand why he didn't get more burn this game.
Oh, you talking about Rokas?
Rokas, man, Rokas. Rokas is aight, man.
Yeah, he's not bad. I like him.
He's a feisty player, man. He gets in your chest.
Yup.
Every single play. He's a Tiz player. 2 steals for Rokas in 12 minutes. He gives you 8 points. 60% from the field, 3 or 5. Only played 11 minutes and 59 seconds. Didn't even give my man a full 12 minutes. Like
and the thing to show his impact on the court too. He had the highest plus minus because he had a plus minus of 13.
Yeah.
And Northern Knick had a double-digit plus minus while he was on the court.
Yeah, I tweeted that on Twitter. He had a 12 plus minus at halftime, and I think at that point he had only played like 8 minutes. I'm just like, yo, give this man the ball. He's hitting shots. He's playing defense. He was taking it to the hole. This is another guy who's one-hand banded. He's a left-hander. Like for the defense, if you didn't know, he's going left. Even though it was a time he was driving on the right side and he finished with the left hands, like he's going left. But he was effective, man. He was.
Yeah.
I like his game. I like his game. It makes getting Vildoza, and losing him kind of like, who cares? You know.
I'm telling you, the insurance policy is up. It's up.
Yeah, the insurance policy is up on your insurance. I am trading in that international prospect for Rokas Jokubaitis for sure. I like what he's bringing to the team. 3-and-D guy, and I think he had a couple of cool passes too, man. Like had a couple of nice passes too. I want to see how he looks playing more lead guard in spots too. And I thought he would get more chances with Vildoza being injured.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. I
Me
don't understand
neither.
that at all.
But here's the question though, like, would you keep him in Europe? and have him play like a couple more seasons there before you bring him over? Or would you put him on the team now if there's a roster spot available?
I mean, I would put him in Europe, maybe. I feel like I'm still not satisfied. I know we signed Dwayne Bacon recently. I'm not satisfied with our defensive wing situation. Like, I don't know if we need a point guard here. I do like it would be good for him to develop, to be around an NBA team, and get the NBA kind of coaching. Like, I think that'd be dope. But I also feel like there is a benefit of sending him overseas, not having him really count to get towards our cap, and having him develop here, and then having him come over here even more ready in a year or two. You know?
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that because, Knicks backcourt is crowded right now. So I was like, even if you keep him here, he's not going to get much playing time where, as if he stays in Europe, he's going to get the playing time he needs in Europe, and he's going to further develop. And then, like you said, down the line, whether it be a year or two from now, then that's when you bring him over because, we don't know how the Rose and Kemba situation is going to be, a couple years from now. He might be useful at that. He might be more useful at that time.
Yeah, exactly. So and there's no between McBride and IQ. I can't really see him and Derrick Rose and like everybody would have to go down for him to get missed. But I like what I see, man. One of the bright spots and the underutilized player this game, really, and Rokas Jokubaitis.
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, but salute to the chat. If you want, I know it's a loss, so people aren't as excited as usual. But shout out to everybody who's rocking with the KOT show. Y'all real Knicks fans. Y'all here on a Friday night talking Knicks with us.
For real.
Talking about Summer League, a Summer League loss to the Pistons. Knicks losing to Cade and the Pistons 87-93. Furious comeback. So some nice things from Obi Toppin, nice things from IQ. A little bit of a coming out party for Grimes. A smidge, but not a whole party. Pre-party. It was a pre-game. It was a pre-game. But at the end of the day, Knicks lost. We still showed our signature defense. I do like this team doesn't quit, and that's one thing that's going to happen with a Tom Thibodeau team. We're not going to quit. But yeah, it's one loss. You can't get too high, can't get too low. Yeah, man, this is. I don't know what to say about that. Only other news I really have to talk about is: have you seen Mitch lately?
Oh yeah, Mitch been in the gym. Mitch has been in the gym.
Mitch, I might have to try to find the pic to pull up because Mitch looks like he ate a few people. That man got big, man. Like, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, it should be on the Knicks Instagram, right?
Yeah, it should be on the Knicks Instagram
and the Knicks Twitter, yeah.
And the Knicks Twitter, and he posted himself as well. But Mitch was in the building today. He actually sat courtside in Las Vegas. And I know Worldwide West is there as well.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide.
Because that man was taunting the players during the game, even though the Knicks were down, even though we almost came back. But he was very involved in the game. So, shout out, I don't know if anybody was there. Shout out if you saw Mitch, let us know. But he was supposed to be there, and Mitch has definitely been hitting the gym. Let me see. I'm gonna show you some. Let me hit these Mitch picks real quick.
Yes, sir.
Hit the
Mitch trying to get that extension. That's why he's trying to get that contract money.
Yeah, man. Like Mitch got extended this season. It was like a $1.8 million extension, which means he is eligible. No, they picked up his option. He did not get extended.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. He picked up his option. He did not get extended, but he is eligible for an extension this season. So it's probably gonna be based on his performance. So if there is a time to concentrate and work on his game, it is this time. So you can see, look at the biceps, the shoulders. Like when I first saw Mitch, he looked like he can get an Anthony Davis type of build because when him and Anthony Davis first came in the league, they kind of had the same body type.
Yeah.
To me. So like if Mitch really buckles down with his work ethic and hits the gym, he should be fine. And he said that the trainers for the Knicks staff are working with him in the gym, and they're also working on his shot as well. You can see that, counting the seams on the ball, where to place his fingers for the jumper.
Yeah.
So he's putting in the work. They sent people over there to Louisiana to help him out there, and hopefully he comes back a bigger, better version of Mitch.
Exactly.
And having him in the playoffs versus the Atlanta Hawks, versus Trae Young and those guys, with him there, it's a difference maker.
Yeah,
For sure.
most definitely. My thing is this though. It's like, okay, so the Knicks staff is teaching him how to shoot the ball better, right?
Mhm.
Are they actually going to allow him to take jump shots this season though? That's the thing, because it's like, at the moment Mitch is just a guy that's going to off the pick and roll to the rim and finish at the rim and things of that nature. But are they going to actually allow this man to take a jump shot or two?
I don't know. Like, I'm wondering who is this up to, because it seemed like they were teasing that he should take jump. It seemed like he was teasing that, and it seemed like the team was kind of looking forward to it too. I do remember feeling like Tom Thibodeau was like, "Wait till you see Mitch do something." I feel like he was even alluding to Mitch taking a jumper, but it just didn't happen. So I hope he shows more growth in his offensive game. That's where, truthfully, Mitch, that's where the bag is.
Yeah.
And these Miles Turner rumors are happening, or people are talking about him because Miles Turner would be able to stretch the floor. And I know some guys, are saying, they want him to work on other parts of his game for a hit to three, but I'm saying, hey, work on all of it, man. Work on all of it. Work on the post ups, work on the threes, work on expanding your game, and hopefully he takes the time to do that this season, for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, yo, that is our show, man. That's our show. Salute to the people who's watching, man. On this Knicks loss. If y'all anywhere world, y'all here with us watching us talk about the Knicks Summer League after losses. Salute to you guys. Salute to everybody in the chat right now. Tell them Alejandro, D Nice, Fritz Alessandor. Shout out to Picks for Timmy. He says I like Rokas' vision. Yeah, if you watch like videos on Rokas, and it seems like his playmaking is like his strength, which is why I really want to see him how he looks. I'm playing lead guard a little bit more, so I want to see what that looks like sometimes too. But yeah, shout out to Picks for Timmy. That name, Picks for Timmy. Sangfroid 29, Paul Butler, and everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. All right. So that's our show, man. Ryan, let them know.
Sir.
Let them know where you from, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan G KOT.
All right, and also tomorrow I will be back. It's gonna be Roy and I talking. Who the Knicks playing tomorrow?
Isn't it Cavs?
Yeah, it is the Cavs. Yeah, the Knicks versus the Cavs tomorrow in the Summer League. So be sure to tune in after the game tomorrow to watch Roy and I break down that Knicks Cavs game. All right. So salute to that. And yeah, also, you already know where to find us, man. You can get your KOT snapbacks if you have not already. All right, go to the nickoftime.com/catalog to get your KOT snapbacks. You already see me and Ryan rocking them. And you want to rock, if you really rock the KOT show, cap you a KOT snapback. All right. Also go to the nickoftime.com to catch the blogs. So Mikey's just dropped some new heat, so definitely check that out for Mikey. Also go to the KOT show on Twitter. Go to the Nick of Time show on Instagram for sure, because we're trying to get to that 10K followers. Get that swipe up option on Instagram, so definitely follow us there. And yeah, follow us on Facebook as well. All right. That is our show. Thanks for rocking with us, man. And we out of here.
Peace.
Shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.